Hello, today we're going to talk about how to read and comprehend a research paper. I'm going to walk you through the steps in order to make this an easier process. The text that I've chosen is Searching for Evidence, teaching students to become effective readers by visualizing information in texts. I've chosen to use Internet Explorer because Internet Explorer has tools that you can use in order to annotate online, and it's going to be very important to what we need to do today, part of our process for understanding the text. So we have about 5 steps in order to read and comprehend a research paper. The first thing we need to do is make sure that we read the title and abstract of the paper. This is the abstract. It's a very short synopsis of the paper, and it tells you exactly what the paper is going to be about. The abstract is going to include the research question and the summary results. And this is going to help you to determine if this paper is what you need in order to serve your purpose. The research question itself is going to be the thing that the question that the author is asking in the paper that they're going to expound upon specifically. And that question should help you to determine if this paper is going to be what you need in order to support whatever your argument is or whatever your purpose is for reading this text. So we need to make sure that we are reading the entire abstract. I think that's very important to read the entire abstracts, because again, it's going to help to determine if this research paper is going to serve our needs. The next thing we need to do is a quick read. A quick read is going to consist of reading your subheadings and kind of making a prediction about the text. So this particular text has a couple of different subheadings. I have an introduction. That is going to be our attention getting statement that our author has used in order to get our attention. Close reading, its importance for identifying evidence in texts. That's a subheading. Rationale for strategy selection. That is a subheading, which is also important. The rationale for is the reason why the author has chosen to write about this particular topic. Critical thinking strategy. That is a subheading. Thinking in right angles. That is a subheading. Discussion web is a subheading. And dialogic thinking is a subheading. Web tools for displaying evidence in text, followed by the conclusion, the footnotes, and the references. So when I say make a prediction, what I'm saying is we probably need to determine which subheading is going to be the most important for the purpose of, for the reasons why we have the research paper, the reason why we're reading the research paper. I'm going to say that the most important part for me is going to be the critical thinking. I can also determine from just by reading the subheadings that the author is sharing strategies with us. And these strategies look as if they are improving our reading comprehension, which again goes back to the title, becoming effective readers and visualizing information in text. My next step is the annotation. And I'm going to go through the annotation process really quickly. It's not something that's going to be as detailed as it would be if we were just starting the process. I'm pretty sure everyone has annotated before. Annotation basically is reading with a pencil. One thing that you need to do when you're annotating is you're making sure to underline or take note of words that you may not know, because sometimes that's important in trying to understand or comprehend the text. You cannot comprehend the text if you don't understand the words within the text. So I'm going to use the word prominence as an example. If I am reading and this word is important to my text, I may need to identify or define this word. If it is not important to my text, I may not necessarily need to define it specifically, but I do need to have a general understanding, and I'm going to get that by using the context clues as I continue to read. So I'm not going to stop what I'm doing or stop reading right then and there. I'm going to wait until either each paragraph has been read or each section has been read before I move on to the next subheading. That's one part of annotation. The other part of annotation is making our notes. Once I find out what prominence is and it's important to the text, I might need to make a note about that here, because this note is going to help. It's going to be a quick reference for me as I'm reading, so I don't need to go back and read that over and over again. So you're going to put the importance of this paragraph or statement in your notes on the side. So that is part of our annotation process. Annotation also helps you when you want to determine what pieces of the text you want to use for your quotes. This is going to go along with our reading the research paper. So it is important that you read the research paper, and you need to do this multiple times. So again, this connects to our annotation because you should be able to locate things of importance in the paper after reading it so many times. So once you have determine what's important, determine what quotes you want to use, what pieces you want to pull out, what is the most important thing that you want to really focus on in the paper. You should be able to locate that quickly, and that's going to be done by reading the research paper multiple times and receiving the information in multiple formats. So one of the reasons why I chose Internet Explorer is because not only does it allow you to have the notes here for annotation online, it also allows for listening to the text. And that's important, especially as a teacher, because the students learn differently. So some people may learn better by reading, some people may learn better by listening. This gives the opportunity for you to have both. So you can listen to the text as well as read the text and make your notes or determine which pieces are going to be the most important and what you would need to do. The last thing we need to make sure that we pay attention to are the references. And we need to make sure that we're looking at the references because we want to make sure that the information is current. Again, if I'm referring or using this in education, I cannot talk about a strategy that was used in 1975 because it may not have the same effect as it has now in 2021. So I want to pay attention to the references to make sure that the references are current and have some current value. You also want to make sure that you have a number of references. You don't want to just use 3 or 4 references. You need to make sure you have a decent list of references to refer to. So In closing, I think, again, the best thing to do is just to make sure that you're reading your text multiple times and you're getting the information from the text in the format that works best for you. And make sure to write down the pieces that are important to the purpose of you reading that research paper. I hope this helps. Have a great day. Bye.